We could get a closer look into the sex trafficking investigation of Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell. A federal judge today granting the Justice Department's request to release materials related to her criminal case. That means we could see grand jury transcripts and other investigative materials, which could all amount to thousands of previously unreleased documents. The order also puts a protocol in place to protect Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Our Washington Bureau Managing Editor Catherine Faulders is here now. So what's in the materials exactly? Do we know? And I guess how soon could we see them?
Well, it's a good question. How soon could we see those? Is DOJ going to file anything else in court, for example? But remember, this judge previously said these materials couldn't be released. Now, this was before Trump had signed the Epstein Transparency Act. The judge in the order is indicating that's why he believes they should be released. But these materials, despite us not seeing entirely what's under seal, but much of this information, we're told, that's in these materials has been known and likely came out during Maxwell's trial. So it's not those documents, Kira, that we've been talking about that the Justice Department has been withholding specifically as it relates to a lot of the material that people want to see. This will likely be material that we already knew, for example. Not that we've necessarily seen, but information that we've already known. Some of it we may have seen that's already come out in court. It's just been obviously under seal, behind a protective order, if you will, because it's grand jury material. So we'll see when this comes out. But of course, this is happening all with that backdrop of DOJ having that deadline of later this month to release all of those other documents that they have in their possession.
So the Justice Department is also facing this deadline to release, as you mentioned, all the files related to Jeffrey Epstein. Do we have an update on when that could be?
It's a good question. December 19th is when that 30-day marker is up, since Trump signed that act to when DOJ has until to release those. Now, we don't necessarily know what's going on behind the scenes other than the fact that lawyers and prosecutors, for example, are going through these materials, seeing if anything needs to be redacted. But the big question is, will the Department of Justice try and withhold some of these documents they have in their possession? If you look at the fine text of the act, it says, for example, that if there's an ongoing investigation, that some of those materials don't have to be released. Do Justice Department officials use that as an excuse potentially to not release all the information in their possession? We don't know. I know, at least from talking to sources, that behind the scenes, it doesn't seem like they've necessarily figured out exactly what they're going to do, but they have said on the record that they will comply with what the act says, and that 30-day deadline, which, Kira, again, is December 19th. So we'll see.
All right. Catherine Faulders, thank you.